Every Destiny player has that one thing they despise about the game. Whether it be an annoying PvP meta or a simple bug in the game, we all hate something about it. In today's video, we will be going over some of the most hated things in the game. This video is not a ranking video, it's just a list of some things from around the community that players hate. So the number one thing I hate the most about Destiny is the sunsetting. For any new players, sunsetting is when Bungie takes something in the game and makes it now unplayable, unattainable, or not letting you get a weapon upgrade past a certain light level. The first instance of this was going from Destiny 1 Year 1 to the Taken King, with elemental primaries no longer being a thing and all of the Year 1 weapons could not go past 170 light level. This means our beloved Galahorn, Blackhammer, and Icebreaker were no longer usable for any scaled content. Although the absolute worst case of sunsetting is by far the Beyond Light purge. This ridded us of Leviathan, Spire of Stars, Eater of Worlds, Scourge of the Past, the Tangled Shore, every other campaign, Mercury, Io, and I'm definitely leaving some things out here. Until the final Shay brought back some of the weapons to their light level, weapons like the Recluse were forced to stay at the lowest light level to ensure they could never see their rise to power again. That's kind of more about metas, and if you want to see that video, click up here. Unless something like a PvP meta that is broken gets caught in this, but even then, people still aren't fans. Another issue that was fairly common, especially earlier in 2024, is perk waiting. Bungie says they got rid of this, but I swear it is not gone. I've been trying to get a Slideways Adagio Criminal's Dagger God roll, and I've opened probably 150 of these over the span of about 5 Iron Banner rotations now. It has not dropped a single time since my original one. The same thing with the new scout that can get Heal Clip Incandescent, but the worst instance of perk waiting was the Chill Inhibitor. In case you guys don't know, this weapon is a legendary grenade launcher that comes from the Vespers Host dungeon. Upon Vespers released, it was during a time that bait and switch on grenade launchers was meta, mainly due to the Breach and Clear artifact mod granting a weakened status to enemies hit by a grenade launcher. So Chill Inhibitor could roll with Envious Arsenal and bait and switch or Cascade Point bait and switch, whatever you preferred. If I can find it, I'll put it up on the screen, but players were not getting it so much, and they learned one out of what I think was 426 drops was the rarity to get this roll. Someone did the math and calculated that you got some perks way more than others. Bungie got caught, publicly apologized, and claims they removed it, but I know they only removed it for some weapons, not for my criminals. Up next, I know this will hit for a lot of players, the paywall. Yes, I understand it's DLCs and business is business. I mean, why do we have to pay for dungeon keys that are included in DLCs? And on top of this, Eververse begging for your wallet so my man Pete can get another Lambo, and that's all I'll say for this one. I will say more for this though, PvP. I can't say that because it's still fun. I specifically mean cheaters, and cheaters are in PvE too, but in PvE it's way more prominent and common. On top of this, matchmaking in general sucks. I go from the hardest Iron Banner game of my life, they break up teams for a better match, then I stomp the bots and back to the sweats. It's just an endless cycle and it gets annoying. Cheaters though, I just want to know why people cheat. Like, how sad is your life that you have to pay for cheats? If you put your time into getting a job rather than cheating in Destiny for no reason, you'll probably be rich. Y'all do not have lives. Alright, enough of that though. Yeah, cheaters just suck, especially in PvP. Trials is a game mode that exists, and when in it, you could be on your last game for flawless and cheater. Could be on your first game, cheater. Regardless though, you know how in some games it's possible to deal with cheaters? Like in Fortnite, if someone's just aimbotting and they suck, you can piece them up. But in Destiny, I've hardly seen a cheater using small cheats. Instead, they are hard aimbotting or throwing infinite grenades from the heavens above. This is seriously the most frustrating thing about PvP, and I hope Bungie starts cracking down on cheaters like they said they would. The LFG experience. Now, I don't actually mean LFG in general. I mean the little things though, that people speedrunning, net limiting, or people constantly complaining. I'm just gonna say, if I'm doing a chill run, I don't need this. One of the things that bugs me the most in LFG is during Gorgons of the Vault of Glass raid. These weird losers will die once and say in chats, OMFG, just die and spawn, and then proceed to fail and still somehow blame the dead guardians. It is so annoying, and I hate when people speedrun. Speedrunning is fine, don't get me wrong, like, yo, speedrunners are cool, but when you do it in a chill raid run, I'm not with it. If you have to tell us 7 different things that takes even longer than it would be normally just so you can be like, hey, check this out. Okay, now you know the skip. I do not care enough. I promise you I will never do that again in my entire life. But like I said, those speedruns on YouTube, fire. You speedrunners are cool, just don't make it your whole personality in LFGs. This is probably just a personal thing, but it kind of annoys me. But also, net limiters? Y'all are even more cringe than the PvP cheaters. It's a looter shooter. The idea of the game is to shoot things and grind for the loot. I just know you have no friends, so you have to net limit to feel like you're funny or cool. And I know for a fact you get bullied at school. Next up, engrams. There's a few points to this, but let's start with exotics. Exotic engrams in Destiny 1 were rare, fun to get, and made it super cool, super rewarding. Nowadays, you can just do an excision, walk around for 15 minutes in any patrol zone or 3 strikes or crucible games. Also, legendaries, I understand pinnacles dropping and we kind of need them to level up at first, but the legendaries dropping at 2010 are awful. None of the weapons or armor even come at a good roll. At the very least, give us a small chance of a 65 plus armor drop roll, and also for weapons, give us the system in Destiny 1 where it would tell us what weapon it would decode as, a primary, energy, or heavy. I honestly love that system and I wish we could get it back. It just feels useless whenever you get one of these. It's like a free 1000 glimmer. I get it's mostly for new lights, but there's gotta be a better way to balance it out, right? So up next is both microtransactions and Eververse. I know I said I wouldn't get into it, but I kinda just need to, I'm sorry. I get it. Like I said before, business is business and needed for a game. But why are we flooded with all of these cool ornaments just to need to pay the bare minimum of $10? That is a lot of money for a paywall, and I feel like as a looter shooter game, there should be a way for us to get these ourselves. We already have quest lines for the insanely rare red border weapons for crafting, so why can't we get something similar like that for the Eververse items? I will say, I love Bright Dust and I love how we can get emotes, shaders, and other cosmetics with this free currency, but especially as weapons are the main part of Destiny, I think it's necessary for us to enjoy a nice little grind to get those weapon ornaments. I'm not sure how they do this, to be honest, but maybe a system like the Catalyst system, for instance, an Ace of Spades ornament, you need to get 100 PvP headshot kills. I think that's a good start. Let me know in the comments if you actually agree on this one specifically, because I'm just curious. Strikes. So let me explain. Yes, I'm going to play the Destiny 1 trope card here. I don't care. What is their point other than 9 strikes for 3 exotics? I just think they need a rework is all. Make them faster or more rewarding, whatever you want, especially when we have Excision, which is just a longer, better, more rewarding strike. And to talk about Destiny 1, we had strike specific loot, maybe some of the coolest things we've ever seen. The Scion Cloaks, Imago Loop, and the Bond Brothers. These strikes actually gave us good stuff and were kind of fun. The bosses were different and not time gated. Instead, you had a reason and it felt different than just normal campaign missions. We got to go to places we couldn't access when playing the campaign. I will give Bungie props for bringing back some iconic strikes like Alakul and Navoda. My main issue is replayability. So am I allowed to put Bungie themselves on this list? Because I am. Alright Bungie, listen, I love you. I am begging you, please let me give out emblem codes to my streaming community, please. But guys, the community hates you, I'm sorry to say. I am proud of Bungie though. They did really good on the recent reveal of Edge of Fate, and with their hyper focus of Marathon, they didn't leave Destiny 2 high and dry like we all thought they would. Bungie used to be so terrible at communicating with the community and listening to them. Most recently, we thought the Rite of 9 dungeons would last a week rather than Bungie's intended 3 weeks, and we complained so much that they actually listened and reduced it down to 2 weeks. As much as Destiny players hate on Bungie, I will say they do good for laying off 200 employees and dealing with the most toxic, hating community in gaming. I would like to see more stuff Bungie does with creators though. As a creator myself, the most we see are things like donations for the Bungie Foundation, but I want things more like raid races that incentivize streamers to actually get involved, maybe even a dungeon marathon race. I'm not sure to be honest, just some thoughts though. And the last thing on this list is going to be the vault space. We have a lot of weapons in Destiny 2 and a lot of metas in Destiny 2. We also have some new artifact mods every season. We have more builds than ever with exotic cloaks and different armor stats, and we run about 700 items in the vaults. I am personally fine with it, but if you're smart, unlike me, you are prepared for any and all metas to be thrown at you, and with hoarding like that as you did in your vaults, you will be fine for whatever is to come. Players just have to store weapons no matter what, and no one wants to have 10 primaries in their inventory at all times either. For the hundreds of weapons, and not even including armor, the 700 vault space just isn't doing it for us anymore, especially now that we are 7 years into Destiny 2. too. Even just upping this to something like 1,000 would be huge for us. So that is all for today's video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Quick shout out to all of our community members. If you want to become a member yourself, you can hit the join button down there. It's the best way to support me and I'd really appreciate it. This gives you early access to videos and special shout outs like these at the end of videos. Anyway, thank you guys again for watching. Subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you in the next one.